Where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Ukraine at the time when it was the Soviet Union. It wasn't a separate country. It was early 60s. It was the time of the Cold War. Let's put it parallel as when I came here and I was 16 years old, I had met a lot of people that had no idea whether people in Russia still, were wild or brushed their teeth, or if the bears walked on the street. I grew up in actually a large city in Ukraine, which isn't really that known, although it is on the globes and the maps now because it is an open international city, but at the time it was closed to foreigners. So the one sort of ironic part about this, it was almost 2 million people that lived in that city, but it was completely not exposed to the outside world. Of course, at the time, most of us weren't really exposed to the outside world. You had a situation where you couldn't really travel even as a tourist. Some lucky people had gone to, Eastern European countries, but as far as the West, I remember watching a documentary about America, and it was called The American Contrasts. And what it showed was Manhattan, sort of like they would be showing the Fifth Avenue and the luxury stores, and then the next shot would be like showing sort of Spanish Harlem and sort of like the slums. And it was sort of trying to point how, tough the capitalism is and, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, this was the years of propaganda. So a lot of sort of things, and as much as, we went to school and we worked hard and we had to read a lot, a lot of that really came from the books. Sort of the image of the world and the knowledge of what was going on and other cultures just came from books. So, I just was compulsively reading.
We'll talk about your interests, size of your family.
I'm an only child. It was a sort of a 3 people, my parents and myself. It wasn't uncommon. Actually, most of my friends came from, sort of a one-child family. Women worked. There was really no opportunities to have a lot of sort of living space. A lot of times, young married couples lived with their parents, so it's not like they could really reproduce. And so it's very, yes, there was also no issues of, choice pro-life, because it was a choice all the way, because obviously people had to deal with life.